You can't give testimony under duress because then you can come back and say, hey, I was under duress and everything goes.
Well, called under.
I know, but
it's always under duress.
That's wait a minute, but that was just law. That isn't like reality.
That's not real life.
We watch Law and Order. We know. I watch Judge Judy, so don't fuck with me. I know my shit.
Remember, you heard it
People's court. Here, mother.
You heard it here. Okay, all right. You know what? And look, this is going to be an ongoing story. It's going to be there for a while. We know that. And they're all complicit because, if anything, cycling is just rampant. So everybody's accepted it. So we understand that. It's the part where you have to sit up there and here's my teammate, my roadie, my whole thing. And I'm going, wow, did you ever think the day that you have to turn around with the brothers that you have in the room and have to turn around and say, I have to forget you on this one. Only because I'm guilty as well or presumed to be guilty. Whatever the case, I was trying to free will versus opportunity versus, I'm in a position legally.
Well, then you got to go Russian mob. Everybody's got to shut the fuck up. Yeah. Because, literally, if Lance was cheating, that means everybody on the team was cheating because they had to keep up with him. Because if you're going that much faster, now he was fast to begin with, but if you're going that much faster, you got to be fast enough to keep up with the guy. That means everybody on the team is cheating.
Right.
So if everybody's on the team is cheating, you run the risk of everybody on the team getting busted. So that's why you got to go.
And it looks like everyone on the team was cheating.
Yeah. Right.
And not only that,
so then
everyone in the sport, everywhere in the world
is cheating.
Whether you got doctors that are checking you, and some of it really makes such interesting. They're gonna take your own blood.
Right.
Store your own blood, and then transfuse some of your blood back to you later on, just to give you a few percentage points in hematocrit that it may help you with endurance. Incredible to me kinds of stuff people are doing to try to get around this. I just found that incredible. Yeah. That they would actually have people.
Wait a minute. Back in the 60s, a runner, Lassi Viren of Finland, ran. That's what he did before the steroid craze in the 60s and the 70s. And the guy ran, what was it, the marathon? The guy
did transfusions?
Yeah. His own blood. They would have his blood taken out before the Olympics, a couple of months before the Olympics, and they'd wait, and just before the Olympics, they'd put that pint of blood back in him, and that's what they claimed, but it wasn't illegal back then. But and they would report on it. Jim McKay on Wide World of Sports. This is what this guy is doing. And then they said, well, we can't have that after he won the Olympic gold medal twice.
Well, that's a good point, because even with the steroids, one of the ways you get around it, there's this huge pathway. Let me show my biochemistry for you guys. There's this huge pathway in steroids, right?
Right.
And there's maybe thousands of metabolites, versions, as it's converted through all this stuff. So what people try to do is get one of the metabolites that's somewhere in this chain and give you something that they don't test for.
Right.
Then it's not illegal, right?
Right.
In other words, if there's 1,000 byproducts of this steroid, and I get you one down here that they haven't discovered yet, or they don't have the test for it.
Right.
Half the time they've discovered it, it's just not part of the test.
True.
Right.
True.
And so this year I give you this, and here's the thing. What if I have an insight to the testing people? These are the kind of stuff people don't know.
I know.
What if the people over in testing, like, we're the two world's expert on this shit, right? And my buddy is in charge of testing the people.
Right.
So I guess I could be the expert at beating the test.
Right.
Right? All right? Especially so they have these guys who do designer steroids that come in these and they're always looking for drugs that are not technically illegal.
Right.
Yeah. And that's how you get around it.
That's
and
true.
they see that they had a machinery. When you hear what Hamilton said, they were flying in.
Yep.
Being greeted by physicians in full, high-level medical, everything, just to make sure this works.
Yeah.
Big money.
Big money.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's not.
Money runs everything.
Yeah, and we're not saying. And look, the bottom line is that to me, I liken it to Barry Bonds, who I thought, who's going to be the next Barry Bonds of a sport where everybody converges. I didn't think anybody was on the horizon. Lance is on the horizon, and the part that gets me is in the public's eye. Well, they turn around and still say he has done more as it relates to cancer research and be more forgiving than they have with Barry Bonds, who's really taken the brunt of
They will be more forgiving.
Yeah,
Barry Bonds is a known asshole.
Right. See,
You look up asshole, they have his picture. Okay?
All right.
No one likes him, and he earned it.
And
that's
on a good day.
Yeah, I know. It's on, all right.
He worked hard to get that.
I agree. Now we're going to go over to something. I don't think anybody actually saw this fight. I I have to apologize, working hard. Bernard Hopkins just eclipsed George Foreman as the oldest boxing champion over the weekend by defeating Jean Pascal. His 21-year-old fighter, he beat him easily. So the question becomes, you think about it. Will we remember this fight as being a little bit more, wow, this is much greater than what George did. Although Bernard is only like several months, older than George Foreman. Which one will you remember more? That Bernard Hopkins, who came in and beat a young champion easily, or George Foreman when he hit that Michael Moore shot back in the day? What do you think, Dave?
All right. Well, the first thing you say,
I knew it.
you know, yeah. Well, that's the first thing. Yeah. Who gives a fuck? But the first thing you want to go. Wait a minute. How old was this dude?
He's 46.
He's 46
Hey,
years old.
a youngster.
46.
What was our last topic? Steroids.
I knew it.
He needs some.
Oh.
A 46-year-old guy beats a 21-year-old guy.
Yeah.
And maybe he had one of them steroids that they don't test for. Maybe.
So you're not giving him props?
I'm not necessarily not giving him props. I'm just throwing that out there for a question.
That's right.
That's something to be thought about.
And think about Rocky when you look at this picture. But they were talking about Sylvester Stallone. Did you realize he was busted a bunch of times with human growth hormone?
Yeah.
Well,
Now
it
he's
didn't
doing
work.
that.
The motherfucker's 2 feet tall.
But he's got muscles.
Obviously, he got the wrong one. He's like
He should've
5'6",
got it
isn't he?
earlier.
Okay,
Prince could kick his ass.
So what you're saying, you've just answered a question here. You just basically said
I
that
answered
because of this element of steroids, which George Foreman's fight didn't have that consideration, that this is not going to have the same impact over history.
No, I would think
gonna be
George
recognized.
Foreman. I think George Foreman's more impressive and will be remembered more because George Foreman was just like a big, happy-go-lucky guy, and nobody knows this guy.
All right.
And everybody loves Foreman. He has a wonderful little cooking thing, the burger with the little fryer, the grease drains, and I'm happy.
White people love George Foreman. I mean, he's a cool brother, but white people love George Foreman.
You notice you guys.
And that's why Lance ain't gonna get slammed around too much.
Yeah.
But they're gonna put Barry in jail.
Okay.
But again, he's the brother that even the black folks, we've decided. Him and OJ, y'all can have him. Take him. You abuse his ass. Official black people, okay. Discriminate as far as you can.
This is wrong. This is wrong. All right, you guys, we're gonna go on to the next one because I here's the part that if it turns out that Bernard did do it clean.
Well,
wonderful.
no, all props. I mean,
saying,
even if he was on steroids, he still kicked the guy's ass.
Yeah.
So shit, I give him his props.
Steroid rage. Use it.
Well, did you see the fight? I mean, did he really win, or
No.
maybe the judges gave it to him? I don't know. Maybe there was a Russian judge in there.
Well, they said it was unanimous.
Oh, okay.
It was unanimous. That's Mario teasing me. That's his way of teasing me.
Those evil Republican ninjas
Right.
that sneak into our equipment. I told them, little bastards.
I know. I love it.
Little weenies.
All right. Well, we're going to get to this last part where we go. We don't care if we believe or not, but we call it "Do You Believe?" And we just got two situations here. And I think you've already addressed one, but I'm gonna hit one that I think is a no story, but I want to find out if you guys believe it is a story. Joakim Noah slipped, a la Kobe Bryant style. He had to go there, turned his face to the fans, and gave him the wrath. Gave the fans the wrath.
What slur did he use?
A gay slur, man.
Which slur? We've been known to use many a slur.
Come on, man.
Even though, especially during sex, I like them whispered in my ear.
What do you mean by gay slur? Did he turn to him and go, "Oh, you silly"? Or did he call the guy?
He called him a faggot or something.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
This is not. It's not in now. You can say things are gay. Big program.
No, wait a minute. Now everybody says you pay your money, you buy your ticket, you can come to this arena, and you can say whatever the heck you want to say.
There's no posting
They don't
on
say
the
that
wall.
That's right.
There's
So
no posting on the
don't-
wall.
I can get out there and say,
No.
Kobe, you suck, you stupid motherfucker.
Now you
can't
have to
play
call
ball
him-
at all.
But that's the fans you're
You
talking
have
about.
to
We're
say,
talking
That's
about-
the
Because I
Mamba.
paid my money. So
What about the
Kobe
Mamba?
can't turn around and go, "Hey, Shut the fuck up.
Oh, we got an endorser for the players to be able to say what they want.
That's a question.
You
Come
can't
on.
use the gay slurs anymore.
Oh, listen, isn't
Call
that,
him a weenie.
When you throw the
Just call him a weenie.
When you throw the equal sign out there, A plus B is equal to C. Well, then you got to be able to turn around and say C minus A is equal to B. You know what I mean? So if I can say it, he can say it.
He can say,
all right.
The rules.
Hey, sandbox rules. If you can dish it out, you better be able to take it.
Here's the difference with the fans.
All right.
The
now
fans,
you think Joakim Noah just walked in and said, picked the guy out the crowd and said, "Hey, shut the fuck up."
Difference with the fans.
Oh.
They don't walk out with a bill that's going to be in their pocket for maybe $100,000 for saying what they said.
Oh, okay.
So as a player, you may not feel the same way.
We'll see.
You may feel a little bit different going, because it's yet to be determined how much they're going to levy.
Well, you didn't ask me that. You asked me what I thought. You thought shit. You asked me
Now you
what was
talking
fair.
Levy shit.
God damn.
And now that you said Levy, he was an asshole. Don't you ever do that. Never. And Dave and I, myself, we've never slurred anyone.
That's right.
We're kind, and we've never cheated on women either.
Okay.
Ever.
Yeah. But you use steroids, obviously.
Oh, well, I've been known to use Botox.
No PE for us.
Botox. I've done some Botox a little bit. It's kind of tingly.
Oh, okay.
It's kind of tingly.
And we still get massive erections. So
For all
this
single
is
women.
truth. We'll also share all the truths, right,
That's
Dave?
right. That's right. So all you single women, just
Cold.
come on down here.
Deep too.
All right. Well, we're going. This is. Imagine what you guys have no idea what the conversations are like when we're off air. So this is kind of close to normal, but it gets way too.
Or when
left.
we have girls actually here.
Yeah, that helps.
Or we have
Don't
girls
say
in
it.
our imagination.
Or I bring my blow up date. She's so happy.
We just say a girl's name and just go off.
Well, we're going to skip the last one because we already
Why?
hit the subject. We already hit Oklahoma Thunder.
Oh,
we already hit Westbrook, 7 turnovers ratio per game. We've already given an answer to that.
Okay.
Hey, bottom line. So we are done. That's my sports segment. I can't wait to have Dave back.
There's a two-headed Vic.
Neighborhood Dave.
There's a two-headed Vic. All about the sports. The Chicago Dogs versus Oklahoma. Well, they didn't even have no food. They just have grain in Oklahoma. Oh, they have beef. They gross shit in Oklahoma.